for the community. Okay, let's opening the let's kick off the AMA. So yeah, I would like to hear more from Char about the FilSwan and Lagrange. So can you introduce a bit about the Lagrange and yourself?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's really happy to get a chance talking to you guys, and to also take the chance to introduce about everything. First, I want to introduce guys what is Lagrange, and yeah. So basically, you can see here is where we are and what we want to do. So first, let me introduce how the Lagrange and everything comes up. So the Lagrange is actually like start from a long time ago. So what we want to do is a GitHub of Web3. We found that we needed a good way to building a APP market for lots of different developers. You can see here, well, this is a fantastic images here about it's generated by the stable diffusion, and we also have data NVT, the chatbot, other functions for the Lagrange. The reason we build a product is because we think that when developers start doing lots of things like coding and deploying their website or etc., there are really lots of choices like lots of blockchains, lots of tokens, and lots of software they can use. It takes time and very complicated. What we are offering is a way user can easily to manage your code on decentralized infra like IPFS, Filecoin, and etc. As you want. You can be data NFTs, it can be space, it can be decentralized code delivery, and you can easily deploy to resource on the worldwide. So first one, as the infra behind the Lagrange has been running for a couple of years. It has over 70,000 users sign up on the Lagrange site. We support more than 200 service providers worldwide, transfer over 200 petabyte data. Currently, it takes about 20% of the data on the Filecoin network. And you can see it's geographically distributed in lots of places worldwide. We also have a very interesting technical stack. We support all kinds of service you might need in the Web3. From the storage, you can choose IPFS, Filecoin, S3 integration. On the payment side, you can use in a different way like Filecoin, Binance, Polygon, and the wallet integration. And the edge computing part, we working with FEVM, Chainlink, SSIP, and even AWS and Google. And the other usage like the CDN access is also available in the coming days. The core technology of the deployment is provided by the time-proof storage. So what is time-proof computing? Time-proof computing is after you upload your code or upload your files, you can persistent it in the website or present in the IPFS or Filecoin storage for long term. So it's proof that data is solid stored and modifications, everything is traceable. To make sure when you have important data, either the certifications or your code copies or your content creations is safely stored and recorded on the decentralized web infrastructure. For example, with a smart contract, you can definitely tell people you make the payment for the service you offered, and they also get the payment from user who is really dedicated to your services, and the service ARA and service level agreement, the delivery, everything. It's really important to have those services in place. So today we're launching the Mars Testnet. This is a first attempt to using the enormous computing and storage resource on the Filecoin, Chainlink, Balance chain, and other blockchains for Web3 developers. So during the test, we wanted people to create different concepts, different images to building a decentralized thing of Mars. So with there was several topics we want people to working on. You can either generate the landscape of the Mars testnet, you can generate the creatures lived in Mars, and also you can create different vehicles, spaceships, and buildings, and live things, and other CG short films, even, and on top of those things. So, yeah, so I put the link there and for your access. Yeah. So just to give you guys a direct thing, I will show you how it works. So this is the Lagrange website, and the first thing you go is Lagrange DAO. Okay. For the testnet website, you can find here. It shows everything you need. It has a link. If you click go in now, it will give you the link to all the content and access you need. It's clear defined like what kind of task you need to follow, where is the dashboard, and how to eligible, and how to submit the forms, include the rewards. And task 2 is a space builder. So if you're really a space builder, which means you want to create space for others to use your work, you become a space builder. And on space builder, you can follow those instructions to Twitter about your space and get more users who want to use on your product. And the image creators is people who use the space to generate images. So the things is actually created by those generators. So you need to have those images and generated from the space. So if nobody gives you space, you cannot do that. But fortunately, we already have space created for each of you. You can go to the space here. Yeah, and it's really easy to use. You just need to log in with your MetaMask and get it. So this is my MetaMask. I already have some space created, but as a competition participant, you just go to the space. This is the stable diffusion. So lots of people is confusing about how to create good images. So some tricks here. You just go to apps here. There were 3 places for you to create images. You can using some stable diffusion content and to generate it according to your use. Yeah. So this is a website I use a lot. And if you create a creation, it within the GPU, create an image fast enough, and you can also create 2 images at the same time. So this is a major place for lots of users who wanted to create different things for the competition. There's more than that you can do during the competition. For example, you can do something like more like coding if you want. You can submit the PRs and generate your spaces as well. To generate your space is a little bit complicated. You can follow the documentation on the website here about the docs, how to create space, how to build in space, and you pretty much get everything covered. And if you have any questions, just reach to our Discord and people will answer you from there. Yeah. So as a project with long-term development, we also have partners from different parties. We have streaming partners. We have people doing the games. We have people developers who is working on the AI models, computing, etc. And this is our current roadmap. So we are now at the payment and development side. We have done the storage, we have done the data NFTs, we have the community provider. All of this make the Lagrange possible. And there will be another test net after this test net. It will be the one within the Swan testnet token. You'll be able to do rendering and other payment through the Swan testnet. Then next year you'll be able, it will be Q1 or Q2, you will see the mainnet launching. Yeah, so Lagrange project and has been get lots of cooperations from different sectors like Chinese Builder project, Binance Lab Session 4 incubated project, Falcon RB the ambassador, and we also incubated by the Microsoft Startup Hub and Google Startup Cloud program. This year we also win the first place of the data NFTs and the gaming sector. Yeah. And on the investor side, we have very strong backers from Binance Lab, Altium Venture, Wall Street Capital, SNZ, Perlabs, etc. Yeah, so if you have any questions, you can find us on the Discord and reach us. Thank you. Yeah, I see like some questions from the user side. Some people are asking, is that okay? I saw like some questions come from the streaming. So thanks, EDM. Have you planned for 2024 when the when MyNet, which country planting Turkey users? Yeah, so this since it's a global project, so we have clients, we're expecting clients from all different sources, include Europe, US, and also from Asia region. So like that was no limitation. So for the provider side, we have the competing provider from all different geolocation places. For what I see now, we already have provider from Canada, from US, from Russia, from Indonesia, Hong Kong. So that quite a lot. So I expected a user from all the places, not just one country or two countries. And I saw like another questions like, is that a metaverse Mars? Yes, the conception of now for this testnet, we are building a metaverse. So the metaverse is aiming to give you the access and to have your imagination about what can the Lagrange can help you doing. You can really doing like if people provide you the environment for the stable diffusion, you can generate image for the scene. But if people give you the music NFT, you can generate background sound for the metaverse. If people give you space about the different movie maker or something like that, you can make movies or small films for that. How you decentralize auction markets governance and management? Are there many mechanisms for users and the stakeholders to participate in decision making? Yeah, that's actually very good questions. So for now, the decentralized auction marketplace is working on the demand and the vendor matching mode. You have different tasks generated based on smart contract. There will be a session later to in later workshops talk about how we design the workshops and everything, and also about how the market works. So for now, like it's only one big market for everybody. You will be able to manage and be able to participate. You open all the providers are currently like open in the auto bid model, participate in the global market. But in the future, there will be regional market. It can be North American market, Europe market, and Asia market. So basically, like you just matching the deals in your states or in your areas to avoid a large latency and also provide a good quality of services. The stakeholders will be participants in the decision making for sure if we want to open a new region, or you will think like who is qualified to running the auction engine. There will be more auction engines than now in the future, because for now, like the first engine is really maintained by us, but in the future, like everybody should have the chance to running the auction engine and building the market. The marketing and all auction engine will be open source next year. Then everybody can get it running. And can you explain how data retrieval and the storage costs are managed within the decentralized environment? Are there mechanisms to optimize the cost? Yes, that's a very good question. For now, there was a lot of user case. You need the retrieval and the storage. So we building the IPFS, and probably can show you something about the currently, like the storage is really building, is embedded. So if you go to the space here, and you can see here, there was data hosting on the IPFS. So you can direct retrieval from IPFS, which is really a good way you maintain everything. But however, there was other solutions based for provided by the Swan. You can using Filecoin as an archive layer. You can using BNB Greenfield. You can using other storage for streaming. So those costs are optimized. Depends on what kind of application. If you use static file, IPFS is the best choice. If you have large files and want to archive, then Filecoin is the best choice. If you want something like streaming video, then you can go storage. For now, we support IPFS, and Filecoin and other storage providers is on the support list. We also in the future, for now, everything is on Polygon based. Next year, when we have the mainnet launching, we will have our own mainnet. So with our mainnet, there are significantly reduced of the cost of gas and everything. Okay, so from CodeBlock Labs, can you share some use case or scenario where tokenless dataset on the Lagrange platform has the potential to reshape how this shared multiple or utilities within Web3 ecosystem? Yes, so on Lagrange, we have different ways of using dataset. You can go here to see the dataset. There's also for example, Polygon snapshots. So if you're building a Polygon snapshot, you'll be able to distribute those snapshots to other users for usage. People can see the different content about it, and people will be able to get if you take one of the JSON files, you can see that it tells you where the data stored. If, for example, this is a 32 gigabyte file stored on the Filecoin network, you'll be able to retrieve from it. So you can also building applications using the space to tell people how you can retrieve a data set on this data repo. And on the other hand, if you're a user, you'll be able to create the data NFTs to grant the usage. So for example, if I have some data set, I'm sorry, I don't have a data set on this account. If you have some data set, you will be able to generate a data set and allocate it to different users. If he uses your data set, but I don't have your permissions, which is a data NFT, you potentially can sue him in the future. How many made this feature empower both data creators and the broader community of developer researchers? Yeah, so we are currently working with some D-Science projects. We also working with McGill University on recent research about healthcare. So they have a data set researching currently using open data set, so which is a good fit. The project will be launching in Q4, and it's aiming at solving the heart disease and other usage. So what they told us is the really in shortage of the GPU, the AWS cost and the Google cost them over $1,000 per month on the bill, and they want to continue. Then as an alternative, the space is very big good place. So they can create a space here to using the GPU resource. For example, he can create a health care and put the lessons and the MIT, which is the most usage lessons, and he can create a space. So after create space, he can go here and select different GPUs. And you just need if you need 3080 or you need any of them, you just keep it running and you can upload the files here to start using it. It's really convenience for people who want to using GPU, and it can accelerate those researchers not just decentralize their data and but also save their cost doing the research. So you can see like we have different stable diffusions and everything is working now. So this is one way. If you really want to hosting files and doing things, you can do that. And current instance is stopped. You can start it at any time if you want. How do you intend to provide more provider to better encourage decentralization, consider the amount of resources required to be provided? Currently, like we already have lots of providers, so you can here to see like we have 22 providers. I remember yesterday it was 21. So every day we have new providers join and to bring more resource to the community. You can see like there are different levels of providers. It can be golden, it can be certified enterprise level, it can be community level, and with higher rank, you get more tasks as a provider, and everything like is based on how much you can gain. You can see some of them really have high heartbeat, which means that you will uptime and you will have high score. But for people who have a lower uptime, you will get low score. With more and more usage from the on the demand side, you will see like usage is going high, and there was more provider participant. The payment through the user more than 80% will directly go to the provider side. So currently, like we set up a ratio at 15% as the usage fee, but the other income will come from provider directly from the user direct to the provider. So with more income to you, you get more revenues, and you will be more incentives to running the provider. So currently, like for running, so the price of A100 GPU on AWS is around $4 per hour. And I don't know the market now, but on our platform, it's around $3, $1 to $3, depending on the demands, and that will greatly like generate revenue for you if you already have servers running. For now, all the first servers now coming from, most of them coming from Filecoin ecosystem. So if we pick any of them, let's see this one. Yeah, so he has like NVIDIA 3080, 2 GPUs, and with vCPU 250, with quite a lot, and also like 2 terabytes of memory and 390 storage free to running the AI tasks. Beyond the technical aspect, can you share some real-world use case and industry that and enhance through its feature? Yeah, so you see like the stable diffusion, the pump hero, middle journey, and those, if you put the middle journey in general images, you know that when you create a few images, it start ask you subscription, and you probably like can only create 20 or 30 images. So that's one use case, and there are also like the music NFT generation, music AI product. They all need a GPU. So for middle journey or stable diffusion equivalent feature, we already have one for you, and you can directly try that. And yeah, so the top ranking space now is the stable diffusion. More space will be adding to the space, including the famous Jupyter notebook. If you know what Jupyter does, they give you easy management environment to do the coding and to test your Python code, etc. So basically, like example you can using for comparison is Hugging Face, right? The Nvidia and when they put the new product, everything come to the Hugging Face, and when even a ChatGPT, you put the first version or everything, you go there. So this is equivalent. There are lots of use case, and this is also one of the goal we want the people be able to participate and contribute to the space. Please make a UI easier. Yes, we are trying to our best to improve it. There are a couple of things we can currently thinking about UI is like we want to add more space you can choose, and on the other hand we are going to provide more tools like the code management tool, the the payment process, etc. And yeah, UI experience definitely the most something like we are most care because user is ultimately everything. Could an ambassador program enhance community engaging and align with your Web3 version? For sure. Like we currently like on the early start and kick off everything. So after this Lagrange Mars testnet launching, I'm sure like there will be more and more user participant in the Discord. We see like there was a lots of people interested in the program, in different kind of program, in the creator program, the ambassador program, and etc. And we are very happy to offer this program. For detail, we're still in discussion. But when there's more users and there's more engagement and the communities, then for sure we'll offer those ambassador program. Yeah. Great. What updates will be done in future to improve the Lagrange profile platform? There will be lots of features adding. One of the most important things we will do is adding the payment feature. So now there's only one payment is when you create a space, you need to make a payment. But what we are going to do is build a built-in marketplace to make the in-app purchase. So basically, like you can basically you can like purchase the creators of the space. You can even deploy gaming, GameFi or some product inside the space, and you can using the embedded payment system from different chains to get revenues from user who like your product, and so you don't really need to doing the RPC connections, token payment, etc. by yourself. There will be engine behind the scene to make it working for you, and you just need to write simple lines, server lines with code to finish all the integration. Leaderboard. So for the leaderboard side, I'm not sure like what kind of leaderboard you're talking. If it's for the competition, I think the team is working on it. You will see the scores on the provider, everything. So, so yeah. So I don't have. I need like a to team to get more information back to you about the leaderboard. Yes, and great. I think maybe Jay lost some connection to the internet.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sure. Okay, actually, yeah, you do all the stuff. Thank you so much. But actually, I'm trying to collect the question from all the platform as well because we receive a lot of questions from Twitter and Discord. And I would like to give you a question from like a Twitter account. A user named Born79. He want to ask. His question is: could you elaborate on how the Lagrange space function to ensure fair and equitable storage, sharing and creation, reward and knowledge and development resources. So how does it distinguish itself from existing solution? It's like What is the unique point of Lagrange, basically? Yeah,
Well,
compared to other. Yeah.
yeah, if we talk about the Web3 space, the one biggest difference for Lagrange and other things is for creators, but mostly for developers who wanted to show their recent work. So it's quite different from Galaxy or other platform or other some content creation platform. It's more focused on like some Web3 version of YouTube or something like that. Where I'm really like the Web3 version showcase place for the developers. And this is really unique. I don't think there's any other places can provide the computing resource. Most of them is just provide you a place to store your data and show your work. But how can you make your data or make your code live, make a product, play in real time? I don't think there's other places doing it. So if you're thinking about the Web3 App Store or something like that, it's pretty unique.
Yeah, I see. I see. All right. So I think it's quite a long AMA for now. So for wrap up things, I would like to give you some, the last question from also from a Twitter account. Yeah. So it's like a how does like a Lagrange down provide the value for the decentralized application. So yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because this question is also matching the latest question pop up from
Yeah.
our audience. So, what is most beneficial thing about decentralized computing compared to classic centralized computing? Well, there was a lot of things differently. And for example, like with centralized, first of all, they are not against each other. They're actually matching each other. That's why we also get support from AWS, Google, and Microsoft. So the class centralized computing give you lots of resources in one place, right? While decentralized solutions give you more regions they cannot reach or they are not allowed to reach because due to company policy or different reasons. So with the decentralized regions, you don't really rely on bigger companies, one location to give you all the resources. For example, you can have a region. We have users from China. We have users from Africa. We have users from different regions, and all the people can benefit from the computing. It's not like AWS, right? It maybe only go serve some country. If he doesn't really open service that country, due to whatever reasons, it can be payment. For example, if it doesn't support the payment, like a US dollar or in that region, it probably won't go into work. Or you don't have a credit card, right? And you cannot use the cloud
Yeah.
computing services. With decentralized cloud services or Web3 cloud computing, we don't really have those limitations. But for sure, at the current state, the centralized computing storage have more advantage in the ecosystem. They have a lot of application support. They have lots of user support, and they have lots of supporting as well. So that's the advantage. But this is not something like we cannot matching. It's just a matter of time. When we have more users, we have more revenues, and we have more community buildings. And I don't think we'll be far away from matching what they can do. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I see. I see. All right. So I think the AMA is quite long for now. So thank you for everyone to join this AMA today. This is just like a kick-off AMA for our like a series of workshop for the upcoming event. We will send you and we will broadcast the guidance tutorial in like in video for everyone in workshop, so everyone can join and participate in the testnet easier. I think Charles, for the end of this AMA, can you what is the most you know uh, surprise and amazed question that you have in your mind? You can pick three.
Yeah. So let me go through all the board and yeah.
Uh,
Can I do it
what?
after? Because there was all the questions is valuable and interesting for me. So I like all of
Sure.
them. So I need to think carefully. Give me more time. And
All right.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. So for everyone, everyone in the AMA today, can you type your Discord account so I can easier to collect and easier to give you the price after the AMA finish. Please type your Discord account here so I can track again after the AMA.
Yeah, I think it's,
Okay,
yeah, they can also like leave it after the recording, right?
sure. All right. So I think, okay, so I think most of the AMA is the here. You give us a very good information about the Lagrange and about what is the Lagrange Mars testnet is going to be, and yeah. So I think it's a good start, and let's kick off the test net after today. And I think we can provide them the topic for the task three and the image creators, and so everyone can participate more and create more image during the test net.
Yep. Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you for your time. Thanks, Jade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, please keep your Discord account information there, and I will check out all the information. If the information, if the question is good, yeah, I will give them the reward. All right. So thank you everyone for joining
Yep.
this AMA today. Your question was fantastic, and I hope I was able to, provide the value insight. And if you have more questions in the future, feel free to connect with the FilSwan Discord and Telegram and Twitters. And thank you everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.